Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your game by subscribing to our channel and never miss our daily content. For exclusive access to our premium betting picks, join our Patreon, find the link in the comments section below. Be sure to visit my second channel for today's top picks. I'll also include the link in the comments below. Stay ahead with High Stakes. Toronto Blue Jays vs Baltimore Orioles. Corbin Burnes is expected to start for Baltimore, and he has been very good in 2 starts against the Blue Jays this season. Burnes went 6 or more innings and allowed 1 earned run in each of his 2 starts against Toronto. On the season, he has a record of 104 with a 2.45 ERA, 1.04 WHIP, and a 121/30 KBB ratio in 21 starts. Opposing batters are hitting .217 against Burnes. The Blue Jays have been poor on offense this season. They are bottom 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBI, batting average, SLG, and OPS. Baltimore has been excellent on offense this season. They are in the top 5 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBI, SLG, and OPS. With Burnes on the mound, the Orioles will win this contest by 2 or more runs. Take the Orioles minus 1.5 runs. The Blue Jays have been poor on offense this season. They are bottom 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBI, batting average, SLG, and OPS. Corbin Burnes is expected to start for Baltimore, and he has been very good in 2 starts against the Blue Jays this season. Burnes went 6 or more innings and allowed 1 earned run in each of his 2 starts against Toronto. On the season, he has a record of 104 with a 2.45 ERA, 1.04 WHIP, and a 121/30 KBB ratio in 21 starts. Opposing batters are hitting .217 against Burnes. Toronto will struggle to score and the under will hit in this contest. Take the under 8.5 runs. New York Yankees vs Philadelphia Phillies. When you have a pitching matchup like Jarrett Cole vs Aaron Nola, this game is going to be close, and while Cole's stuff has not always been sharp since returning from the injured list, he has done decent enough to keep his team in games. Cole on the road is 2-1 with a 4.80 ERA and a .263 batting average against in 15.0 innings 3 starts, while Aaron Nola is 5-3 with a 3.42 ERA and a 1.14 WHIP in 10 road games, 62.1 innings at home. These offenses over the course of the last 5 games are on 2 completely different levels, as the Yankees are scoring 8.6 runs per game, while the Phillies are averaging 4 runs per game in that span. All in all, go with the New York Yankees to win this game. My team pick is New York Yankees to win. These teams have struggled on the mound throughout the month of July, as the Yankees are 17th in the sport with a 4.26 team ERA, while the Phillies are 28th with a 5.31 team ERA in July so far. Both lineups have also been able to produce with runners in scoring position throughout the season, as New York is 2nd in baseball with a .831 team OPS with runners in scoring position, while Philadelphia is 11th with a .773 team OPS in those situations. Go with over 9 runs as the better option here. Miami Marlins vs Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays will earn a momentum bump by starting Jeffrey Springs on Tuesday. This will be his first start since undergoing Tommy John surgery in April 2023. Teammates and fans alike will be glad to see him on the mound, and this is a great opportunity for him to produce. The Marlins are woeful on offense. They just traded one of their few weapons in Jazz Chisholm to the Yankees. They are hitting .218 against the American League, and they will struggle on Tuesday. The Rays don't have the best offense either, but they will do enough to get the job done in a low-scoring game. Miami is starting Edward Cabrera, who has allowed 14 runs in 10.1 road innings pitched this year. The chances will be there for Tampa Bay. Take Tampa Bay Rays minus 1.5 runs. 2 of the worst offenses in the sport are meeting on Tuesday. The Rays are hitting just .228 this month, and they have hit the 5th fewest amount of home runs. The Marlins have the 2nd fewest home runs. Miami's offensive struggles have been a main focal point for their poor season. This should be a low-scoring game because of the 2 teams' inept ability in the batter's box. Take under 8.5 runs. Chicago Cubs vs Cincinnati Reds. Frankie Montas will toe the rubber for the Reds in the 2nd game of this set. He came away with a no decision in last Wednesday's 9-4 win over Atlanta, giving up 4 runs on 10 hits and 3 walks over 4.1 innings. The Reds will have to rely on multiple pitchers in this game without a designated starter to take the hill. The Reds have scuffled out of the break. Heading into the first game of this series, they have lost 6 of 9 and are in last place in the National League Central, right next to the Cubs. I like Steele to pitch well and the Cubs to dominate this game. Take Chicago Cubs minus 1.5 runs. Justin Steele will take the mound in the second game of this series. Last week, he allowed 2 runs over 5 and 1/3 innings Wednesday in a no decision against the Brewers. Steele gave up 6 hits, and he has been excellent over the last month and a half. He struggled against the Diamondbacks last week, but that was a one-off. In 9 starts leading up to the All-Star break, Steele dominated with a 1.48 ERA, 0.85 WHIP, and 58-12 KBB in 61 innings. This will be a low-scoring game, with most of the damage in this game done by the Cubs against the Reds' pen. Take under. Seattle should take this game, as they have the better starting pitcher along with the momentum. The Red Sox have inexplicably struggled at home this year, compared to on the road, and Boston has gone 3-7 in their last 10. Seattle is in the top 15 in bullpen era, while the Red Sox are 25th in the league as well, with their most recent bullpen collapse in their game against the Yankees yesterday not helping matters. While the Mariners are suffering with injuries to key pieces in their lineup, they have still managed to win their games. I suspect Castillo will guide them to a somewhat comfortable victory here, as Paxton may need a game or two to get settled back into Boston. My team pick is Seattle Mariners to win. I'm going to roll with the over in this one, hoping the recency bias of Monday night's game isn't being taken into account in my brain. James Paxton has a 7.71 ERA in his last 5 starts as a member of the Red Sox back in 2023, and the over was hit in those last 3 starts. These two teams are 7-3 on the over in their last 10 meetings, and the Red Sox have weirdly feasted off quality pitchers but fumbled against mediocre pitching. Seattle has hit the over in their last 4 in a row, including against the Chicago White Sox, one of the worst scoring offenses in the league. This shows that Seattle's offense is clicking even with their sluggers in Rodriguez and Crawford absent from the lineup. Their new acquisitions, including Justin Turner, can't hurt either. My total pick is over 10 runs. Minnesota Twins vs New York Mets. Minaya has tossed well against Minnesota in the past, and he'll be facing a Twins squad that hasn't seen the ball too well this month. New York has struggled this month, but they're still hitting well above their season average. On top of that, the Mets offense sits top 10 in home runs, doubles, and strikeouts per game. Look for them to get their mojo back in front of their home crowd here. My team pick is New York Met moneyline. It's hard to say how long Festa will go this game, but he has struggled both on the road and under the lights. Even with the small sample size, the rookie has some growing to do. He will face a Mets offense that is top 10 in scoring and hits per game. Given the high home run rate from Festa, we should see the Mets get theirs here. In terms of home runs, Minaya has allowed 9 over his last 9 starts, and even with the high K rate, he has been vulnerable to the long ball. Look for both offenses to get it going early and often here. My total pick is over 8.5 runs.